What's going on? H-Town, what it do? My name's Nick Stevenson, the president of Houston Sports. If you are joining me today, which so far no one has, but it's okay because I'm really just trying to give this watch party thing a try. And if anybody wants to watch the Houston Texans with me, I'll be doing live reaction today. And I'm looking forward to this game because the Houston Texans, for the second time in 2 years, have started out 0-2, but for the second time in 2 years, their get-right game is going to be against the Jacksonville Jaguars. For me, it's plain and it's simple. Defense needs to play more discipline than they did last week, and the offense has got to wake up. Offensive line, you've got to protect. CJ Stroud, you've got to get rid of the ball faster. The running game has got to be more productive, and you have an opportunity to make all of those things happen in this game. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not world beaters. Yes, they've been putting up some points. They can move the ball, but Trevor Lawrence is going to give you an opportunity to get an interception at least once, maybe twice in this game. This time, you have to capitalize on your opportunities. If you limit your penalties, you limit your turnovers, let the defense do what they do, and offense at least have some extended drives where you score points at the end, hopefully the big points. You should have an opportunity to win this game. The Houston Texans are only 1.5-point underdogs in this game on the road. Essentially, that means it's a pick 'em. Anybody could win this game, but the Houston Texans, with everything that they have going against them, everything they have on the line in this game, you go 0-3, the odds of you making the playoffs are extremely rare. So I'm looking forward to watching this game. I'm excited about it. If you guys want to watch with me, cool. If I end up watching it by myself, at least I'll be able to look back at my live reactions and make fun of myself. But yeah, anybody who wants to check out the game, I would love to watch the game with you guys today on this beautiful Sunday morning. Well, about to be afternoon in 6 more minutes, and that is when the NFL will kick off. So anybody who decides to watch the game with me, I would love to hear some of your reactions to what's going on in this game, and let's just have a good time. Pull up the chat here just in case anybody shows up. And as I said, we've got about 6 minutes before game time. So listen, I just got done doing a pregame show with my boy Ruben. Shout out to the Twin Toros. And we were talking about similarities to this season and CJ Stroud's rookie season. Obviously, the differences are, when the Texans went 0-2 in CJ Stroud's rookie season and in D'Amico Ryan's rookie season, excuse me, obviously the offense looked a lot better in those first 2 games, especially, in the second game where they lost to the Indianapolis Colts, but they put up some points late, and it looked promising that CJ Stroud was going to be at least not the problem for the Texans offense. This season, CJ Stroud definitely seems to be a part of the problem. And so, what we've been talking about all week is that CJ Stroud has to be better, plain and simple. We can't keep making excuses for him. I do know that the offensive line has not been great. But CJ Stroud, if you want to make $60 million a year, you have to be that guy who is able to make things happen even when everything around you is falling apart. And so far this season, we have not seen that. We didn't see it a whole lot last season. There was one amazing play in the playoffs, so we all remember it, to Xavier Hutchinson after fumbling the ball, scrambling, and then finding him for a first down. But other than that, CJ Stroud, that magic seems to be gone. But like I said, if there's any game that the Houston Texans can get right against anybody, it is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston has not lost in Jacksonville in the last 7 games. D'Amico Ryans is undefeated in AFC South road games in his tenure as Houston Texans head coach. So there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic. There's a lot of reasons to feel like the Texans can put themselves on the right path. You have 2 division games coming up, very important division games. The Indianapolis Colts are already 2-0 with Daniel Jones, of all people. It's insane. But you got to win these next 2 games. You cannot go into Baltimore at 1-3 or even worst case scenario 0-4. Just don't want to see that. Can't see that. Don't want it to happen. All right. So let me double check that I have all my channels on. Just a second. Live stream's cooking. Like I said, we got kickoff coming up in just a few minutes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this because the kickoff is going to be in just a few minutes. I'm going to get my game day beverage ready. You guys do the same. And let's have a good time watching the Houston Texans defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will be right back. All right, guys. Cheers to you. Dos Equis is not a sponsor of the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast, but if they want to be, I would love that. I will not turn it down. So we're just moments away from kickoff. Once again, in Jacksonville, a place where our Houston Texans have not lost in 7 games. Excuse me, my alarm's telling me that it's game time. So I'm really excited. I think they have an opportunity to get right in this game, and I want to document the day the Houston Texans turn their season around in 2025 by doing this live reaction. So anybody who's watching with me, I'd love for you guys to hop in the chat. Let me know what's up, and let's react to this game together. Let me check my Twitch stream. If you guys don't know, I am also on Twitch. Yes, I accept your terms of service. For the love of God. Okay. All right. Twitch stream is looking good so far. And we're just moments away from kickoff. Let me guys know what you think the score is going to be if anybody ends up hopping on to this stream. I would love to send you guys some swag if anybody correctly guesses what the score is going to be. And I got to make sure my volume's not up too high so I don't get kicked off on YouTube. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can do this without. Yeah, I can. I'm going to keep an eye on Ruben's reactions because his reactions crack me up. Man's got to get lathered up today. Time for the Houston Texans to get themselves their first win of the season. Right, can I put this on? I'm going to mute him. Sweet. All right. Cool. All right. So like I said, Jacksonville Jaguars, that is the place where you go to get right. If you're the Houston Texans. And I think they're going to get right. in this game. Trevor Lawrence already throwing interceptions. It's just very clear that he's not that guy. And I hate to say that because there are already starting to be some question marks, some eyebrows raised about whether or not CJ Stroud is that guy. And that's kind of depressing. But here's the thing. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is in what, year 5, 6? CJ Stroud is just in year 3. So he's got time to get it right. First of all, can we get him an offensive line that protects him so he's not running for his life at all times? That's really going to be the key in this game. I want to see, is CJ Stroud going to even have time to do what he needs to do? And when he does have time, can he please hit the open man? So it looks like we are getting ready to kick off, trying to see who's got the ball first. Looks like the Texans are going on offense first. Christian Kirk is playing in this game. You know he wants to ball out versus his former team. So I want to be looking for him early and often. Yep, the Texans are receiving. And the first play of the game is a touchback. So the Texans will get the ball at the 25. You guys have to forgive me because the television is over here. So I'll be frequently checking and seeing if anybody is even watching or in the live chat, but we're going to see what's going on in this game. Xavier Hutchinson on the field for the first play of the game. Every time he's in the game, he makes a play. We need to get Jalen Noel involved as well because every time he touches the ball, something good happens. All right, first play of the game looks play action. CJ Stroud going to use his legs a little bit. What's that, about 2nd and 6? CJ seems a little gun shy. Once again, it's hard to tell when you're watching the game, but when I watch the All-22, there's people coming open. He's just not throwing them the ball. Or he is throwing them the ball and missing. So alrighty. All right, a positive play. That's good. You got 2nd and 4. On the 40-yard line. Another play action. CJ's got time. And he missed a fairly open Nico Collins. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Let's see what Ruben thought about that. Ruben's chat is swarming, man. One day. Baby steps, man. Baby steps. I might watch this game by myself today, but it's all good. It is all good, especially if the Texans get a win. We got 3rd and 4 at the 40. Looks like the Jaguars crowd is getting pretty crunk already. Can we please not do a 3 and out? You'll feel really good about this offense. All right, Christian Kirk is stopped. Maybe gets a 1-yard gain. And the Houston Texans will punt. I like the idea, get him involved. But that did not go well. 3 and out for the Houston Texans. They're going to punt. So we're going to have to watch this defense hopefully put this Jaguars offense to a stop early. I'll be looking for their discipline as far as tackling because they were awful tackling. They just were not good against the Buccaneers. All right, let's see if Tommy can get his leg in this one. Ooh, beautiful punt, and it is down at the 3. I'm telling you, bro, nobody can complain about Houston Texans special teams right now. No one, especially not me. We just need some complimentary football. I mean, Tommy's been excellent. The all of the special teams, they've been excellent. All right, so we'll see what this defense is about. Once again, it is 1st and 10 on the 3-yard line. I believe the Jaguars are the leading rushing team in the NFL right now. Travis Etienne's having a hell of a year, so I expect him to get the ball right now. And he does. And he is stopped behind the line, maybe moves forward to the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what you have to do in this game. And nobody tried to blow him up. It was just discipline, wrapping up, tackling. That's what I like. I wonder if my man Kalu's watching the game today. He told me he hasn't even watched the first 2 games. That's kind of depressing. All right, we got 2nd and 9. I guess they gave him a yard. I don't know why they gave him a yard. That's crazy. He was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Hands off to him again, and this time he is brought backwards. That's what I'm talking about. Sheldon Rankins, Henry To'oTo'o gets in there. Ruben's going to like that one, for damn sure. Oh, man. I love watching Ruben watch the games because he's got his TV up above him, and he looks like he's praying the whole time. Like he just is desperately hoping these Houston Texans give him a reason to be excited on that live stream. All right, 3rd and 9. You got Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. Just be careful for the draw here. Brian Thomas Jr. is in motion. They're going to pass. And they probably get a gain of 4, 5. It's going to be 4th down. Defense did what they're supposed to do. And they're going to have really good offensive field position in their second possession of the game. So this is where they've got to do something. You know the little meme where the guy's poking? Do something, Texans. We've got to get some offense cooking in this game. My score prediction was 24-17. So it could be just because I'm a homer. It's possible. But you got them punting out of their end zone, right? Or out of your end zone right now. So you should have a really good opportunity to get some good field position. That was a horrible punt, too. That punt was garbage. Oh, it's all the way down to the 48. Yeah, that was a trash punt. Could have been a lot better. So the Texans have no excuse. They're at midfield, basically. All right, I'm going to be right back after this commercial break, you guys. And hopefully the Houston Texans will be putting some points on the board. All right. Texans on offense. They were just showing that D'Amico got his first ever win right here in Jacksonville. Told you guys that was their get right game 2 years ago. Hopefully it is their get right game today. The offense is on the field. They're at midfield. Can we please make something happen? Can we please make something happen? All right, CJ Stroud is passing. He's got time. He has a throw behind him, and it'll be a tackle for loss. Not looking good so far. He had time. I mean, the offensive line held up pretty good. I'd be curious to see that all 22 again. I've been watching the all 22 on CJ. There are people open. He's not throwing the ball to them or he's missing them, like he did in the first drive where he missed a wide open CJ or Nico Collins. All right, 2nd and 12, a position the Texans have been in too often. This time CJ gets the ball out quick, and it's Dalton Schultz. It should be good enough for a first down. Yeah, CJ has been holding on to the ball way too much. And I think that's been a problem since he's been in the league. And if you have a bad offensive line and you're hanging on to the ball, it's a bad combination. Anyways, once again, this is a Houston Texans game day watch party live. Don't know if anybody's chilling with me, but if you are, cheers to you. All right, we get a run from Nick Chubb, and he powers forward for about 7. It's a good way to do it. If Nick Chubb can have a throwback game today, that would be great. That'd be really great. 2nd and 2. That's the type of down and distance you want to have, for sure. Let's hand this ball to Chubb again, man. Let's soften up that defensive line. Chubb gets it, and he powers forward for about 3 or 4. That's going to be a first down, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right. 11 possessions inside of opponent territory. Only 2 touchdowns. 5 field goals. It's not good. But you got 1st and 10. Almost to the 30. Handing off to Chubb again. Falls forward for about 3 or 4. That's what I'm talking about. I need somebody from AFC South Warzone to show up. You know what? Let me make sure that I share this live stream to AFC South Warzone, because those are the people I really want to talk to. Because the Jaguar fans have been talking all kinds of trash. Hold on, here we go. Nick Chubb comes off the field. Looks like Woody Marks is in the back field. Play action pass ends up being a screen to Nico Collins, and it gets blown up. And now it's 3rd down. Man, that's tough. All right, AFC South Warzone. I hope you guys will swarm in here, man, because I want to talk some trash to Jaguars fans. Or you can talk trash to me. We're going to see what happens. All right, 3rd and 7. Texans not on schedule again. Guarantee the defense is pinning their ears back coming after CJ Stroud. Oh, we got a false start. Who was that? My goodness. That would be Howard. Howard playing right tackle today. He is one of the veterans on this offensive line. That is just inexcusable. Inexcusable. Like, just the lack of discipline on offense it's disgusting, man. It's really disgusting. I know that made Ruben happy. My goodness. Now they're looking at 3rd and 12. Rookie CJ Stroud would make something happen right here. Will year 3 CJ Stroud make something happen? Empty backfield, Woody Marks, and he drops the ball. You have got to be kidding me. Man. Are they even in field goal range? CJ Stroud frustration showing already. It's not even midway through the first quarter. Some CJ's demeanor has been not good. I don't like it. Kicking a field goal, 4th and 12, 52-yard attempt, and that mofo is no good. Oh my goodness. Kaimi Fairbairn cannot kick outside. He cannot kick when he's outside. Oh. Okay. Commercial break, guys. I'll be right back. Well, you know what they say. Texans gonna Texan. Defense back on the field. And now the field position is very good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. My wife is notifying me that there was a delay. I expected there to be a delay. If anybody's watching this, it's probably strictly just because they're interested in my reactions and they want to talk about the game with me while the game's going on. Thank you so much, my dear, for watching. I love you. Thank you for your support. All right, Trevor Lawrence in trouble, gets rid of it, and a great play in the secondary. He tried to get the ball to Travis Hunter. Who broke that up? That was Aziz Al-Shaair broke that up. Bro, you got to catch those, man. Got to catch those. Get that interception. Dropped one last week. My goodness. Josh Beard was in the Facebook chat, says Texans in full form. I don't know if I appreciate that negativity, Josh. Let's see what's going on here. All right. 2nd and 10. Jags are throwing again. This time he hits an open man. Dr. Strange. I don't know Strange's first name. Can't remember. But that looked like a professional offensive play by an NFL team, by the Jaguars there. Got a first down. The offense has not helped the defense out so far. We can say that for sure. All right, 1st and 10. They're now at the 43-yard line. Hand off to the leading rusher, Travis Etienne, and he gets nowhere. Here goes CBS making excuses for Trevor Lawrence again. 3 head coaches, 3 offensive coordinator, 5 seasons. Come on, man. You were supposed to be the next John Elway. Anywho. All right, defense, we got to get this ball back. I would love a pick six, something. My man Ricky is in the chat. Definitely in full form. They're playing like always. Bro, aren't you a Packers fan? Shouldn't you be watching the Packers? Are the Packers playing right now? Oh my goodness. Another completion for a first down. This time to Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, it's only a matter of time before those AFC South Warzone guys show up. If the Jaguars score on this drive, they'll be in here. Once again, another team looking like a competent NFL offense versus the Texans. All right, I'm at the 4-minute, 36-second mark. 1st and 10. I know some of you may be ahead of me. Oh, look at that. Another forward progress play. Trevor Lawrence with a completion for about 7 yards. Brings up 2nd and 3. I told you guys that the Jaguars can move the ball. And they're moving the ball. Ricky says the Packers are playing the Browns, not worried. That's fair. That is very much fair. By the way, Ricky, I hope you tell everybody who won my money in that poker game last night to spend it wisely. Oh, man. All right. Trevor Lawrence needs to make a mistake. He probably held on to that ball for a split second. That's another first down. The Texans are doing great against the run, but the Jaguars are moving the ball through the air. I mean, look, his offensive line broke down too, but he got that ball out quick, CJ Stroud. I hope you're on the sideline taking notes. My goodness. That's crazy. All right. 1st and 10 inside the 20. Let's see what this red zone defense is about. Play action pass, screen. That is good, solid tackling by number 8, CJ Gardner-Johnson. And he's talking his smack while he's at it. All right, dude. Calm down. It was one play. They're still in the red zone. They're going to come away with points in this drive, barring a turnover or another missed field goal. So already the Texans find themselves a little bit behind the 8 ball. Trevor Lawrence with a play action pass. He's in trouble. He just throws the ball away. He was pressured by Danielle Hunter. Okay. That's good. Need to bend but not break here. The offense has not put the Texans defense in a good position, giving the Jags good field position on this drive. So if you can hold them to a field goal here, that is a definite win. Third and 9, 2:15 to go. All right, Trevor Lawrence back to pass. He throws into the end zone and he overthrows his guy. Brian Thomas Jr. was open. Are they going to throw a flag? Really, bro? I got to see a replay on this. Derek Stingley Jr. with the pass interference. Can we see a replay? Bro, first of all, that ball was uncatchable. Bro, that is trash. That is trash. That is a terrible call. Like, oh my goodness. All right. First and goal, handoff, Jaguar score touchdown. I told y'all at the beginning of the season that I did not want to be talking about the referees in these games. Trevor Lawrence threw that ball 10 feet over the dude's head. And like, oh, what is Derek Stingley supposed to do? Like there's no way the contact that he made with that receiver is the reason that they did not have a chance to catch that ball. That is absolutely asinine. Either way, the Jaguars score, extra point is good. The Texans are already down 7-0. Okay. Two minutes, 6 seconds to go. Be right back after this commercial break. All right, y'all, what up? I want to get to this chat. My brother was arguing with me that it was a pass interference because he grabbed him around the waist. I think his hand was on his waist. I wouldn't say he grabbed him, but the ball was like 6 feet over the dude's head. And he wasn't even throwing him. He was throwing to Brian Thomas Jr., who was wide open, and Trevor Lawrence just missed him. So, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that the refs are the reason the Texans are losing this game, but that was a really bad play at a really critical time. But listen, it happens in the NFL. If you're a competent NFL team, then my goodness, you should be able to put some points on the board as an answer back. So we will see what happens. I hope Jalen Noel is returning this kick. We need to play on special teams. Special teams has been the only consistent side of the ball for the Texans all season. And that's just for real, for real. Wow. All righty. If CJ Stroud wants to make $60 million a year, bro, he has got to play better than this. I'm sorry, but a second string quarterback put up 300 yards on this team last week after Joe Burrow went down. Your boy Nick Caley is not impressing me at all. All right, let's limit penalties on this drive. And please, for the love of God, get some points. CJ Stroud is under center, which means he's probably going to hand it off. Nope, it's play action. Hits Nico Collins, and Nico Collins drops the ball. That is about how this season has gone for the Houston Texans. Hit him wide open for a first down, and Nico Collins drops the ball. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. All right, let me see how my fantasy team is doing. Second and 10 for the Texans. CJ's back to pass, and he holds onto the ball forever and gets blown up in the backfield. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Oh, I wonder how long before Ruben turns his live stream off. I'm going to go look. Bro, you got a guy. You got to yeah, that's on CJ, bro. He is turning into David Carr in front of our eyes. And of course you run the ball on 3rd and 23 and then you're going to punt and hope your defense keeps them from scoring. All right, man. Brett. Brian Smith in the chat has the Astros shaking hands with the Texans about terrible offense. Look, man, I think the Astros might put up more points in 3 games than the Houston Texans have. My goodness. At least Tommy's got a leg, but he kind of outkicked the coverage there. Oh, my goodness. All right, there's 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Like I said, you guys are probably a little bit ahead of me. CJ Stroud had somebody to throw to, and he held onto the ball and took a sack. Now there's a flag on this play. All right, I know you guys are probably ahead of me, but if you want to join me and keep watching so you can see my reactions, that'll make this a little bit more bearable to deal with at the moment. I'm just waiting for I invited all of the AFC South Warzone guys to come and join this live stream. So when they show up, it's probably not going to be fun. At least not so far. Oh my goodness. Okay. So once again, we got to stop letting CJ Stroud off the hook, man. He is not playing well. I watched the all 22 of the Buccaneers game. There were people open. He just didn't throw them the ball. He either didn't see them, or when he did throw the ball, he missed them. He's already missed a couple of throws in this game. Like I said, man, we were watching him turn into David Carr right before our eyes, and it kind of sucks. This was not supposed to be a doom and gloom watch party. It's not going to be a doom and gloom watch party. Because there's really nowhere for the Texans to go but up, to be honest with you. So we will hang in there. Let me take a quick break really quick, and I'll be right back so we can finish up the last couple seconds of this first quarter. All right, peeps. Let's see if something positive happened in the last 29 seconds of this quarter. Another pass play action. Bro, why are you trying to run back a ball that bounced on the ground? Aziz Al-Shaair is crazy, bro. Oh. All right. The first quarter, not good for the Houston Texans. I think there was a controversial play in the red zone on that pass interference, but honestly, that doesn't even matter. Can't cry over spilled milk. The Houston Texans have got to do something on offense and stop hanging this defense out to dry. Another pass. Wow. Brian Thomas Jr. almost had one, but Derek Stingley, in his defense, he hung in there and knocked the ball out at the last minute. He almost had one. That dude's got the dropsies. He has not been catching footballs. That was really good defense by Stingley, though. He knocked that thing out. But Bullock, I told Ruben this in our pregame show. I think that Kalen Bullock needs to switch back to number 21 because he has not been good as number 2. He was like nowhere in the vicinity on that play. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be covering the top. So, I mean, I'm not the defensive coordinator, but it looks like it at least. 3rd and 10, 18 seconds. They're throwing the ball. Somebody got a false start, correct? Please tell me this is not on the Texans. Oh, my God. Freaking neutral zone infraction. Danielle Hunter. How much money do you make, bro? Okay. Now it's 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 10. Passing the ball again. Quick throw. 1st down. Look at that competent looking NFL offense that the Jacksonville Jaguars have. Like, nothing special. Just look like professionals playing football. That's all. Unbelievable. They're getting bodied by dudes. I don't even know their names, bro. That is crazy. All right, that's the end of the first quarter. The Texans are down 7-0. I'm only halfway into my first game day beverage, and I'm already a little bit depressed, bro. I'm not going to lie. Let me check in on Ruben, see how he's feeling. Oh, Ruben, cheer up. Ooh. Man. Okay. Here's the good news. Well, see you later. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the good news is that the Jaguars don't have 14 points. Oh my goodness. Not yet, at least. Man. I got to tell you, man. Okay, so last season, going into the season, I told everybody, yo, man, pump the brakes on these expectations. Everybody had us going to the Super Bowl because of Stephon Diggs and everything the team did the year before. And I was like, man, pump the brakes on that. But I got to be honest with you, like this season, although there wasn't as much hype around the team, I felt very, very much optimistic about the chances of them having a good season and coming out strong. You know, I didn't agree with them hiring another rookie play caller, but listen, I'm not a professional. Nick Caserio, D'Amico Ryans, they are in the NFL for a reason. They're supposed to know better than me. So when I say, hey, don't hire another rookie play caller, don't hire somebody who's never done this before again, they're supposed to know better than me. They're supposed to prove me wrong, and I'm supposed to be here apologizing to them. But here we are in week 3 of the season, and this offense is worse than offenses I've seen in Tiffy. It's bad, bro. 1st and 10, start of the second quarter. Jags are moving the ball. Another play action pass, tipped up in the air. Look, man, the defense is going to make plays. We know that. As long as they don't get stupid penalties, they're going to make plays. They always they have bitten themselves in the foot in this game. Aaron Rodgers looks really weird in a Steelers jersey, bro. I'm sorry. He just does. Oh, man. All right. 2nd and 10. I don't hear anybody throwing a fit downstairs, so I guess nothing good happened. Please be on the Jags. It looks like he's going. Okay, false start. Thank goodness. Hey, if you guys aren't watching only Texans game, tell me what else you're watching. You watching another football game? Watching Superman on HBO Max? All right. 2nd and 15. Stay disciplined. The Jags aren't even trying to run the ball. Here's a deep pass from Trevor Lawrence, and he misses his wide receiver. I believe that's Hollywood Brown. My goodness. All right. AFC South Warzone has not shown up yet. And that's good. They probably don't want to jinx it. They have a good thing going right now. If they show up here and they start talking trash, it probably will not go well for them. Derek Stingley Jr. is out. He's questionable to return. So now you've got Jalen Smith, the rookie, in there. Oh, boy. Let's see how that goes. Empty backfield for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Obviously passing. Has plenty of time. Finds a man underneath. And the Texans bring him down after about 5 yards. Maybe a little bit more. That brings up 4th down. Defense did their job. What will the offense do? My goodness. Oh, man. All right. Checking in. Oh, I forgot. All of my comments from Facebook are also going on to YouTube, which is okay because I don't think I have anybody joining me from YouTube yet. That punt goes into the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. All right, offense. Keep saying it. Do something. All right, man, I'm going to be right back after this commercial break. This is the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars game day watch party live. If you're watching, if you're joining me, I appreciate you so much for doing that. Hop in the chat, man. Let's talk about what's going on in the game. I will be right back. All right, man. Back at it. 13:51 in the second quarter. Excuse me. What's happening? Back at it. 13:51 in the second quarter. Excuse me. What is happening? Sorry about that. I had Facebook up just to see, make sure the comments were working. Yeah. So Texans offense back at it again. They've punted. They've missed a field goal. They've punted at the 20-yard line. There's a pitch to Jalen. Listen, what did I tell you guys? Every time Jalen Knoll touches the ball, something great happens. Okay, that's a little bit of hyperbole. Something good happens. Something positive happens every time he touches the ball. Tell me there's not a flag on this play. Tell me there's not a holding on this play. Tell me there's not a holding on this play. Wow. Offsetting penalties, run it back. Wasted one of the very few positive plays that this offense has had. What did I say about running Jalen Knoll out of the backfield, similar to Cobb? Man, make me the coach, okay? I play enough Madden. I can make it happen. I can make it happen. Oh, my goodness. Listen, man. Play action pass. CJ Stroud finds Nico Collins for maybe 5 yards. Nico Collins ain't getting no yak, bro. No fun. Oh, my goodness. 13:10 to go. Let me check in on Ruben, man. Make sure his live stream still on. Good for you, Rube. CJ Stroud back to pass, 2nd and 5. He hits Christian Kirk, and he is short of the first down. It is going to be 3rd and a long 2. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah. Guess we're going to show how Christian Kirk used to torch the Texans all the time when he wasn't hurt. All right, A&M. Christian Kirk is off the field for this 3rd and 2 play. The Texans have not converted a 3rd down yet in this game. I see a challenge flag out. What is the challenge flag for? Hold on a second. He's challenging whether it was a completion. All right. When we get back, we'll find out, or you'll probably find out for me because, well, you won't find out before me, but you'll see my reaction because I think you guys are a little bit ahead of me because of the delay. We'll be right back. All right. We're back. Houston Sports State of the Union podcast, game day watch party live. Houston Texans versus Jacksonville Jaguars. If you guys are watching this with me or if you've participated in the chat, I really appreciate you. I've officially arrived. I had some bots in the chat trying to trying to advertise them live streaming the game. That's when you know you've arrived. Let's see if this flag was warranted. That is an incomplete pass. I haven't even seen them give the answer. Oh, I guess they gave it to him. 3rd and 5. All right, we got a first down catch by Dalton Schultz. Hold on to that ball, baby. My goodness. That is the Houston Texans' first 3rd down conversion of the game. There are 12 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Sheesh. All right. Xavier Hutchinson with a 4-yard catch. Listen, man, every time that dude's in the game, and I don't think he's dropped a ball yet. Give him some opportunities. Put the people on the field who are going to produce at this point on offense. Get Jalen Noel involved again. He's made one of the only positive plays this offense has seen all game. Christian Kirk in motion. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. He's got Chubb to his left. They're going to pass. He's got plenty of time. He scrambles, moves up into the pocket, finds Xavier Hutchinson. There's a flag. It's probably holding. Jesus. Almost used the Lord's name in vain. I apologize. Yep, holding on the offense. Ariante Ursery, the rookie. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That is the story of the Houston Texans offense. Yeah, grabbed a handful of jersey, bro. You know he's guilty when you throw your hands up in the air really quick. Got your hand caught in the cookie jar. Look, I didn't even notice Juice Scruggs was playing today. I forgot to check the injury report. They got Juice Scruggs out there playing guard. All right, another long distance second down, 2nd and 16 because of the penalty. This offense cannot afford that. Here's a running play by Woody Marks. He maybe gets 2 yards. What is happening? Why are we talking about Travis Hunter? Played 5 of 7 drives today. Good for him. 2 offense, 2 defense, 1 special teams. Hasn't done anything. Jacksonville Jaguars gave up a lot to get him. So see what he can do in this game. CJ Stroud back to pass. Has time. Lets the pocket collapse. He scrambles. He moves up. He finds Nico Collins. Bounces off a tackler. That is a first down for the Houston Texans. Another flag comes in. I hope it's helmet to helmet because he got hit in the head. Gotta be. I'm not going to lie. I think he hit his shoulder pad, but Nico Collins took that hit like a boss. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, give me them yards. Unnecessary roughness on the defense. That's what I'm talking about. Where's the chat at? Oh, yeah, he hit him in the helmet. I'm surprised they're not putting Collins in the blue tent, bro. Is that former Houston Texan? Yeah, it is. Eric Murray. All right, 1st and 10. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go. CJ's under center, so they're probably running the ball. And they do. Nick Chubb spins off tacklers. He's about 4 or 5. Listen, me and Ruben talked about this on our show. If CJ Stroud is under center, more than 60% of the time, the Texans are running the ball. That is not very creative play calling, if you ask me. It just isn't. All right, Texans moving the ball. Let's knock on some wood. It is my superstitious year. I will remind you. Jalen Knoll is in motion. CJ Stroud gets rid of it quick. He finds Nico Collins. Nico Collins brought down after 4 or 5 yard gain. That brings up 3rd and 1. Oh, they gave him hella forward progress on that. All right, what kind of football team are you? Can you convert 3rd and 1? CJ Stroud's in shotgun. He's passing. He quickly finds the rookie Jalen Higgins. Or Jaden Higgins, excuse me. We got so many Jadens and Jalens and JJs. We don't have any JJs. We used to have a JJ. Oh. All right, Nick Cayley, got that little play sheet going. Figuring things out a little bit in real time. The Houston Texans are in the red zone where the Jaguars looks like are 56%. They get their stop. I don't even want to know what our red zone offense is. Play action pass. CJ Stroud looks like he loses his footing a little bit. My goodness. There's a flag on this play. He underthrew Xavier Hutchinson. It's defensive holding. It's going to be 5 yards. Automatic first down. This is the Houston Texans' best opportunity they've had to score a touchdown. They have to take advantage of this. They absolutely have to. Bro, Higgins had a touchdown. My goodness. CJ Stroud is not the CJ Stroud we saw his rookie season. Jaden Higgins broke wide open on that bootleg. But I guarantee you CJ wasn't confident enough to make that throw. All right, CJ's back to pass. He's pressured. Got a screen pass to Chubb. And with this offensive line, that means there's a loss. Of course. Nick Cayley, you got to do better than that, bro. 2nd and 10. Oh, my goodness. The Indianapolis Colts are beating the Tennessee Titans 17-6 with Daniel freaking Jones. Oh. All right, 2nd and 10. 7 minutes, 48 seconds to go. CJ Stroud's under center. You know what that means. They run the ball with Woody Marks, who gets about 7 yards. That was a good run. But this is where you get paid on 3rd and 4. Woody Marks looks like he's asking to stay on the field. Nick Chubb is still on the sideline, so he's going to get his wish. We'll see what they do with 3rd and 4 in the red zone. Woody Marks to CJ Stroud's left. He's in the shotgun. Got 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Nico Collins goes in motion. Back to pass. CJ Stroud has time, throws the ball over the head of Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz was open. CJ Stroud missed him. Plain and simple. And the Texans are probably kicking a field goal now. Yes, they are. My goodness. How did CJ Stroud going from being one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL in his rookie season to he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now? Here's another field goal attempt by Kyamie Fairbairn. This time he makes it. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go. The Texans are on the board with 3 points. It's 7-3. Can't keep making excuses for C.J. Stroud. He absolutely missed Dalton Schultz on that play. Dalton Schultz tried to bail him out by asking for a flag, but a good throw, and the Texans have 7 points on the board right now. This is a guy who you got to make a decision on whether you're going to pay him very soon. The way he's looking right now, C.J. Stroud is not worth $60 million a year. He just isn't. All right. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you guys so much. If you are watching the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars game day watch party with Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. I'll be right back. All righty. That was disappointing. Texans getting ready to kick off to the Jacksonville Jaguars with 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go. The score is 7-3. Jacksonville. Indianapolis Colts looks like they are on their way to going 3-0 if things keep going the way it's going in that game versus the Titans. All right. The special teams does another good job. Dare Gumbawale. The Jaguars are going to start inside of the 20-yard line. Oh. The good news about that drive is it was pretty long. It was extended, so the defense has had a chance to rest. Let's see what they can do. The Jaguars have punted in 2 of their 3 possessions, so. All right, here's a handoff. That was not Travis Etienne. That was... I don't even know who that guy is. I'll be honest with you. Hold on a second. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. I was hearing some type of echo. Make sure the TV's turned down. All right, 2nd and 6. The Texans have held the Jaguars only 8 rushing yards. That's good. Unfortunately, they're still down on the scoreboard. Another play action pass. And oh no, that is not a catch. Trevor Lawrence underthrew his man. Christian Harris on the cover. There's a Christian Harris sighting. Where has that guy been? We could use some of that year 1 magic from you, buddy. You and C.J. Stroud. I think that brings up third down already. They've not done good on third down this year, but in this game, 1 for 3. Derek Stingley Jr. still watching. I don't think he's getting back in this game. Does not have a helmet on. All right. Jacksonville's taking a timeout before this important third down play. If the Texans can get off the field quickly and keep the field position to their advantage, then I think this could this first half can still be salvaged for sure. Oh my goodness. I don't have any sponsors for the Houston Texans game day watch party live. However, there's potential. There's potential here. All I need is you guys to keep tuning in, and maybe some of these wonderful local companies here in the Southeast Houston area will be interested in advertising on this show. This is my first live stream watch party. I told you guys I'm going to be putting a lot more work into my channel, so this is part of that effort. Here's a deep pass from Trevor Lawrence. He missed his guy, almost threw an interception. But the defense gets off the field after a 3-and-out. That's exactly what they needed to do. The Texans offense has yet to do exactly what they need to do, and that is put touchdowns on the board. I guessed that CJ Stroud would throw at least 2 touchdowns in this game. Ruben said he would throw 3. He had an opportunity to throw one right there in the red zone, missed a wide open guy, but the defense did their job. Here's Jalen Knoll. Every time he touches it, something good happens. Didn't have a whole lot of room down the sideline, but he does get positive yardage, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like a fight on the sideline. Hey, man, whatever you got to do to fire yourselves up, Texans. This better not be on you, though. Oh, I have a bad feeling this is on the Texans. Ricardo, next watch party at a sports bar. Hell yeah, brother. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. All we need is just a few good friends, maybe a DJ, and maybe a Texans team that scores some touchdowns. That would be really fun. Let's see what this flag is about. Got a bad feeling something's on the Texans. Hopefully, maybe something offsetting. Hopefully, there's no ejections. Oh. Looking at the replay. Christian Harris comes flying in after the play's over, out of bounds, smashing into people. I don't really know what he was mad about. I don't know what happened before that. Bruh. Referees talking forever. Usually not good. I asked for a Christian Harris sighting. That is not what I meant. This dude's about to get kicked out the game. Of course the receiving team was holding. Offsetting penalties off. So all that was for nothing. Liam Cohen is such a nerd. I guess it's not a bad thing these days. People like nerds. All right. I'll be right back after this commercial break. This is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars game day watch party live. All right, y'all, what up? This is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Game Day Watch Party Live, brought to you by Houston Sports Daily Union Podcast. The Texans are losing currently 7-3. They do have the ball, 1st and 10, second quarter, 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Dwayne Carter showed up on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, Dwayne. He said Stroud has turned into a goofy. Man, I want to defend him right now. I really do. But I can't. All right, they're showing what happened and why the fight started. It's all good. Offsetting penalties. Got the ball at the 35. Houston Texans. CJ's under center. That means they're going to run the ball. Told you. Woody Marks. He gets tripped up. Maybe gets 3 or 4. I'm going to try to play this game where I tell you every time I know for a fact the Texans are going to run the ball. Let me give you a little hint. If CJ Stroud is under center, they're running the ball. That is the brilliant mind so far of Nick Caley. All right. Got a lot of rookies in the game right now. Ursery's at left tackle. Woody Marks. Higgins. Play action pass. CJ Stroud under trouble. Holding on to the ball. Gets rid of it at the last minute. And throws it to the water boy. Oh, man. 3rd and 7. The Texans are staring down the face of another 3 and out. CJ had time. CJ had time. Man. The offensive line's still bad, but he had time, man. Come on. 3rd and 7. CJ Stroud's in shotgun. Running back to his right. Screen pass to Hutchinson. He comes close to a first down, but he's not going to get it. And that is a 3 and out for your Houston Texans. 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do. They're punting. Of course they are. Oh, my goodness. Dwayne Carter says Stroud was one of the most accurate quarterbacks I'd ever seen. This is coming from a Buckeye and a fan of CJ, but don't know what's happened to him. CJ's mentally done right now. Dwayne, I can't disagree with you, bro. We've been talking about that on my show, on Twin Toros, even on Texans Bloodline. One of the first things, shout out to Scara, my co-host for Texans Bloodline. If you guys get an opportunity to check out that show, one of the first things that Scara noticed about CJ Stroud was his body language. And she could tell when he was frustrated and he just looks defeated. And he still has that look about him right now. And it's not good. So, Dwayne, you hit the nail on the head, man. And listen, I'm still a CJ Stroud fan. I'm not giving up on the guy, but something's changed. And I told you, like I said before, I think we're watching him turn into David Carr in real time. It's just, and it's hard to watch. It's the 3rd game of the season. So we'll see what happens, man. The Jags have really good starting position. Defense didn't get much of a rest, so we'll see what happens. 1st and 10. Hand off to ETN. He gets maybe 2 yards. Listen, the Texans are stopping the run, and that's going to be important because Jaguars have a lead, so they're going to try to start killing some clock. But Travis Etienne has not done anything in this game. If you had him on your fantasy team, you're not doing too hot today. Speaking of fantasy, check out mine. I had to start Caleb Williams today because Jaden Daniels is out hurt. And I figured Caleb Williams should be able to put up some points against the Cowboys. That has got to be a false start. All right, false start on the Jags. 5-yard penalty. Ooh, I'm not doing so hot in fantasy right now. Most of my guys haven't started playing yet, though. That's probably why. I got a lot of Sunday night footballers, afternoon game guys. I think I'm going to be all right. All right, 2nd and 14. This is what the Texans defense likes. Trevor Lawrence misses his tight end. Or no, that's the wide receiver, Strange. 3rd and 14. Listen, man. I hate to sound like a broken record, but the Houston Texans defense is doing their job. Dang, 60-yard touchdown by the running back for Washington. If you had him on your fantasy team, you're doing all right. All right, 3rd and 14. Texans defense has to get off the field here. They are stacked up at the line. They're probably bringing pressure. There's only 3 men in the backfield. Linebackers back off. There is a flag. This is probably a free play. It doesn't even matter because 1st down. Brian Thomas Jr. Please be holding. Please be holding. Please be holding on Jacksonville. Illegal shift. Bring it back. Man. Jaguars looking like the Texans offense right now. Man, you know, Dwayne, I really hope that we're not right about CJ being done mentally. I mean, it is literally the 3rd game of the season. I cannot imagine everything that CJ Stroud has gone through in his personal life, everything that he has overcome to get to this point. I cannot imagine 3 games into the season he's checked out. I think he's frustrated, as we all are, because his offense has been hot garbage. All right, 3rd and 19. If you convert this, I'm turning the TV off. Trevor Lawrence goes down. He's sacked by Will Anderson Jr. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, my boy Matt Burke all fired up. Defense should get fired up, man. Now the Texans are once again going to have excellent field position after this punt. The way I feel right now, the way this offense is going, the defense is going to have to start scoring. They're going to have to get a pick six. They're going to have to get a fumble, scoop and score. If the Texans want to put points on the board, we're going to have a special team score or something. This offense is not providing it right now. The punt is away. Damn, that's a pretty good punt. That is fielded almost at the 30. But Jalen Knoll, who something wonderful happens every time he touches the ball, please do not fumble. All right, he gets some positive yardage out of it. 1:53 to go. 2-minute warning. Listen, man, if the Houston Texans want to go into the half feeling any type of positive momentum, I mean, please get a field goal, but I would really love for them to score a touchdown. That would be really nice. Can we get a touchdown? Dr. Dre said, I need the Texans to win. Bro, you and me both, brother. I am a Houston Texans content creator. I need them to win too. Please. Oh, my goodness. They need to win. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts are beating the you-know-what out of the Titans. They're on their way to going 3-0. You cannot go 0-3 and have a team going 3-0 in your division. Listen, nobody from this division is going to be a wild card team. I'm going to go ahead and call that right now. So if you do not win this division, you are not going to the playoffs. And if the Texans don't go to the playoffs this year, that is going to be a massive, massive failure of a season. And eyebrows are going to start getting raised at D'Amico Ryans. Eyebrows are going to start getting raised at Nick Caserio. And honestly, eyebrows are going to start being raised at CJ Stroud. I know he's our golden child. I know everybody loves him. He's a man of God. He's a humble kid. But he's not playing good football right now. And right now, all of those who say that there's no good NFL quarterbacks that come out of Ohio State, he's starting to make them look right. And that is unfortunate. That is really, really, really unfortunate. But the Texans have a chance to go into the half with some momentum if they can put points on the board. The run game's not working. CJ Stroud's missing wide open guys. Nico's dropped a pass. And all of that happens, and you go in and you either tie the game or score, kick a field goal, and you're within 1 point. It's the least you can ask for is an opportunity to win. This is how this Houston Texans team is going to have to win games early in this season, apparently. So, cannot lose to Jacksonville. It's Jacksonville, bro. And you know what? I really do want the AFC South Warzone guys to show up in here because I want to have a discussion about this matchup. Ricardo says at least they have defense going for them. At least. But that's what we expected. And I expected the defense to carry this team for the first 4 or 5 games of the season. I did not think it would be this bad. You really miss Joe Mixon right now. All right, CJ Stroud's in shotgun. Is that a false start? That is a false start. Oh, my. That time it's on Dalton Schultz, the tight end. So it's not just the offensive lineman. Nobody on this offense has any discipline. Like, is it again, like in the NFL, do you have to run laps after you do stupid stuff in a game? Like, do we not do that anymore? Ugh. Hey, Dwayne, I'm not ragging on the Buckeyes, man. You know that's listen, you know that is a narrative around Buckeyes quarterbacks, though, that they're not good NFL quarterbacks. CJ Stroud was supposed to be the outlier, and so far, not so hot. Oh, my goodness. After the penalty, they only get a pickup of 3. It's 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12, I feel like, is where the Texans have lived this season. They have not been on schedule at any point. It's always 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. Ugh. And they are in no hurry. They're just trying to kill as much clock. They don't even want to play this game right now. They're just trying to get into the halftime locker room. This is insane. CJ Stroud back to pass. Has time. He trips. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a meme in like an hour. It is going to be a meme very, very soon. Watch. CJ Stroud gets the snap. His offensive lineman is pushed into him. Who is that? Who is that garbage offensive lineman that allowed himself to be thrown into CJ Stroud's lap? Whoever's playing guard. I think it was Juice Scruggs. Oh, my goodness. Dwayne says D'Amico's too nice of a guy to make them run laps. You might be right, bro. Texans take a timeout. It's 3rd and 12, where they love to live. They're probably going to run a draw play or a screen. Watch. Let's take bets right now. How much you want to bet they run a screen play? Oh, my goodness. Hey, you see these kids in this commercial playing football? Like, maybe the Texans should try some of them out. See if they can play offense. That dude got little kids doing the gritty. Yeah, maybe the Texans should try some of those people out. 3rd and 12. Let's see what Nick Caley has up his sleeve. All right, CJ Stroud in shotgun. He's got Chubb to his right. He sends Schultz in motion, and they run the ball. Nick's Chubb gets probably... Oh, there's a flag on the play. This is probably coming back. They're calling holding on the offense. Unbelievable. Every time they do anything positive, it doesn't matter because they're kicking themselves in the ass. Titus Howard again. And he's mad. He's mad at the ref. Let's see the replay. All right, that's actually a bad call. Well, I mean, he kind of tackles the guy. I mean, that's more of a pancake, though. Texans look to be kicking a field goal again. And they've left 1:01 on the clock, so Jacksonville actually has the time to put points up. Oh no, they're not. They're not even in field goal range. I'm tripping. They're punting. For the love of God. Okay. Townsend puts him out of bounds at about the 10. Listen, man, Tommy Townsend's been the MVP of this team in 3 games. Tommy Townsend is the MVP. You know what's crazy? Once again, shout out to my sister, Scara K, from the Texans Bloodline podcast. Even she picked him to be her MVP last week. And right now, she's learning ball. She don't know ball yet. But already she sees that CJ Stroud is rattled, his confidence is shaken, and she understands that there's nothing positive happening on this offense and that the punter is the MVP of this team after 3 games. Defense back on the field again. I can't wait to check the stats at halftime. I'm pretty sure Jacksonville has won twice the plays that the Texans have again. Aziz Al-Shaair gets a stop in the backfield. Oh. Brings up 2nd and 9. Dwayne Carter says, I didn't think y'all could do worse than Slug, but apparently I was wrong. Yep. Got a Jaguar who's hurt. That's unfortunate. Who is that? Oh, it looks like Hollywood Brown. Aziz Al-Shaair, the one who hit him. That's going to bring back some old feelings. Yeah. Dwayne, I agree with you 100%. And I've been talking about this since they hired Nick Caley. Why in the hell, after 2 years of Bobby Slowick, would D'Amico Ryans decide to go get another rookie play caller who's never done it before? It made no sense. I really wanted Chip Kelly, but even if you couldn't get Chip Kelly, because Chip Kelly didn't want to come here, okay, there's other vets who have done this before, former head coaches. Like, find somebody with some experience. I even threw out the idea of bringing back Gary Kubiak as a offensive coordinator. Because D'Amico needs his offensive version of Wade Phillips. I love Gary Kubiak to death. Probably my favorite Texans head coach of all time. However, his teams did not do a damn thing until he got a legitimate defensive coordinator. Because he was an offensive-minded coach, and his defenses were trash until 2011 when he brought in Wade Phillips. Changed everything. D'Amico Ryans is in the 3rd of a 6-year deal. He has got to find his Wade Phillips on offense because this ain't getting it. You're about to go, if you lose this game and you're 0-3 and the Colts go 3-0, it's going to be very soon that we're talking about the offseason. Dwayne Barter says game ball goes to the towel boy. He made the best catch of the game, bro. All right. Trevor Lawrence back to pass. He finds Strange for another first down. I got to pull up these stats, man. Once again, this feels very similar to the Buccaneers game. It's a death by 1,000 cuts on this defense. It's not the run game this time. It's the passing game. All right. Shotgun formation. Trevor Lawrence gets the snap. He's got time. He throws over the middle. He finds a guy. That's Strange again, eating these Texans defense up. Clock still running, 2nd and 2. They're running out of time. Trevor Lawrence looking to the sideline. Throws incomplete. 14 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 2. All right. Let's take a look at these stats so far. To my surprise, the Texans have actually run more plays than the Jaguars. The Texans have more total yards. Passing yards, they only have 57. Trevor Lawrence isn't doing much better. He's only got 77. He's in the shotgun formation right now with 3rd down and 2. puts his running back in motion. He's got wide receivers on both sides, fires quickly and misses. And if Petrie was one step up, that would have been a pick six. 4th and 2 with 11 seconds to go. They're definitely going to punt this. That's a very disappointing. If I'm a Jags fan, I'm mad at that. They wasted so much time. They still have a timeout. You're going to go into the half with a timeout in your pocket in a game where you could have had a chance to score a field goal and put yourself up by 7. That's the AFC South for you. Clock ticks, ticks, ticks. That was another crappy punt. I think that thing is going out of bounds just inside the 20. 4 seconds to go. Guarantee you Texans are taking a knee. Yeah, they're taking a knee. D'Amico Ryans already has the headset off. My goodness. All right, man. I have nothing bad to say about this defense. That's the end of the first half. I have nothing bad to say about the defense. They've been hung out to dry once again by this abysmal Houston Texans offense. I mean, abysmal. And CJ Stroud, we can't let you off the hook. I know your offensive line is trash. You're not the first quarterback in NFL history to have a trash offensive line. Like, you still got to do something. And when you've had time to throw, when you've had wide open guys, you keep missing them. Are you gun shy? Are you afraid to throw into tight windows? And it's just feeling super David Carrish, bro. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to re-up my beverage. We'll get back and we'll look at some more of these first half stats in just a minute. This is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Game day watch party live. I will be right back. It's halftime. Texans are down 7-3. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars Game Day Watch Party Live. Dwayne said it's Bible study for the offense at half. They need something. They need something. This Texans offense is abysmal. The decision to put Nick Caley in charge of this offense is looking really bad right now. Houston Texans have 107 total yards, 57 yards passing, 50 yards rushing. They have 5 penalties already for 36 yards. Jacksonville actually has more. They have 6 for 45. It's probably the reason you're winning this game. Each quarterback has been sacked once. Each team has 7 first downs. It's been a defensive dominated game, but I will say, at least for the most part, when the Jacksonville Jaguars have been on the field offensively, they look like a NFL offense. I cannot say that about your Houston Texans. They look terrible. CJ Stroud missing open guys, false start penalties, dropped passes. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong in this game for the Texans. And yet, they find themselves only down by 4. You know, when I was doing the pregame show with Ruben, somebody put in the comments that the Texans were going to win 7-3 or 6-3, something like that, and we'd still be crying. Well, they're not going to win 6-3 right now. But I'm telling you right now, even if they somehow find a way to pull this game out of their rear end, I don't know that we're going to be feeling so hot about it, to be honest with you. My goodness. It's just, it's tough. It's tough. But I want to thank everybody who's been watching up this far. Hopefully, right now, it looks like the chat room is empty. But hopefully the Texans will give us something to be excited about in this second half. For real, for real. I honestly, I don't even know what to say. Like, I think we've been saying this over and over and over, what the Texans need to do to get this offense going. CJ Stroud's got to get rid of the ball quicker. When he does get rid of the ball quicker, he's got to be accurate. And Nick Caley's got to find some creative ways to get the ball in the hands of his best players. Nico Collins, I believe, has 2 catches right now. 4 receptions. He has 6 targets. He has 28 yards. His long is a 7-yard catch. I'm sorry, his long is an 18. He's averaging 7-yard catch. Dalton Schultz, 3 receptions. Xavier Hutchinson, 2 receptions. That's it. You're not doing anything. Guess who doesn't have a catch in this game? Jalen Knoll, the guy you picked in the 3rd round. A guy who, once again, every time he touches the ball, something positive happens. Rushing. Right now, Nick Chubb is your top rusher in this game with 26 yards on 5 attempts. 5 attempts. And it's because, I mean, the Texans have run 32 plays. That's 3 more plays than the Jaguars have run. But like I said, when the Jaguars are on offense, for the most part, at least they are looking like a NFL offensive team. And give credit to the defense. I have no complaints about the defense in this game. They're playing disciplined. They're not getting stupid penalties. They're wrapping up when they tackle. And they are forcing Trevor Lawrence to be a thrower, not allowing him to run. They've held Travis Etienne. Let me pull up just a second. Travis Etienne has 5 yards on 4 carries. Bayshul Tutin is their leading rusher. He's got 6 yards. The defense is doing what they're supposed to do. Has a first-time play caller, rookie offensive coordinator, ever been fired in the middle of the season? Can somebody Google that for me or ask ChatGPT? Because my man Dwayne Carter, he said it in the comments earlier. He said I didn't think you would have anything worse than Bobby Slowick. But right now, Nick Caley has been worse than Bobby Slowick. Especially Bobby Slowick's first year. Like in Bobby Slowick's first year, this offense looked very proficient. But really what it boils down to is, and it's crazy that I'm doing this at the halftime of a show, but the offensive line is garbage. And the offensive line being garbage has clearly changed the way your quarterback has developed in playing this game. Because CJ Stroud was a very confident young man in year one. There were moments that he was confident in year two. And he just looks defeated, completely defeated. And it's really, really hard to watch because I know he's a good football player. I've seen him in person. I've watched games in person. I've seen some of the throws that he is able to make. He is a talented football player. But in between the ears right now, something's off, bro. Something is really, really off. And if it doesn't get fixed soon, it's going to be a really long season. A very long, very difficult season. Texans are getting ready to come back out now. They received in the first half, so they will be starting off on defense, which if you're a Texans fan, you like that because that's the only good thing you got going for you right now. Special teams has been pretty good. Kami Fairbairn kicks one off. It bounces and goes out of zone in the end zone. Out of bounds in the end zone. So here we go. We'll see if that Bible study worked, Dwayne. But right now, the Houston Texans defense would do really well to get Jacksonville off the field in a 3-and-out and have them punt this ball. I'm just curious what Nick Caley has to be saying to the team at halftime. Like, what could he say to them that makes them believe in him and everything that has happened so far this season? First play is a handoff to Travis Etienne. That is his best run of the game. I think he just doubled his yardage with a 6-yard run. They gave him 7. 2nd and 3. Listen, if the Jacksonville Jaguars start being able to run this ball, it's over. Dwayne Carter says over in chat sports, they're talking about firing everybody, the GM, the head coach, the players, everybody. Listen, man, this is an emotional game. There's another handoff to the backup running back. He gets hit in the backfield, keeps his balance, and he gets about 5 yards for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dwayne, I'm going to be doing Twin Toros tomorrow. I'm going to be doing Texans Bloodline tomorrow. I'm not going to be talking about firing everybody, but this is the first time I can admit to you that raising eyebrows at this combination of quarterback, coach, GM is definitely warranted. All right, Travis Etienne just ran off another 7-yard run. There's a flag on the play. Hey, Dwayne, you should tell them to come over to my live stream and talk about firing everybody over here. We can talk about it. That's going to be holding on the Jaguars. That is a positive thing for the Texans because Travis Etienne looks like he's starting to heat up. Holding on Danielle Hunter, it appears. Well, they were holding Danielle Hunter. 2nd and 20. This is what this Texans defense likes, but they have spent a lot of time on the field so far. Empty backfield for Trevor Lawrence. He takes the snap, has time, fires quickly, finds a man. It's Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter makes his first man miss and ends up running for 20-plus yards to get a first down. That's why they traded up to get him. I mean, he was looking at a loss on this play. Henry To'oTo'o misses another tackle. Bro, get him off the field. Get Toto off the field, bro. That was about 18 yards after the catch, if not more. That was his first reception of the game for 21 yards. Here's a handoff to ETN. He's met at the line. He gets maybe 2. Don't like the way this is going so far. Death by 1,000 cuts. It's the same thing we saw against the Buccaneers. Exact same thing we saw versus the Buccaneers. Travis Hunter has played most of his snaps on the offensive end of the ball this year. He has 2 targets today, 1 reception for 21 yards. That just happened. It would appear we have an injured CJ Gardner-Johnson. Just what this defense needs. Looks like he just has something in his eye. That's positive. I think because the helmet came off, he's going to have to sit on the sideline for 1 play. He just needs to flush his eye out with something. 2nd and 9. Texas defense needs to step up. The Jaguars are approaching midfield. They're at the 45-yard line. And Trevor Lawrence and shotgun puts a man in motion. Looks like a screen play coming up for ETN. Breaks more tackles. Gets about a 5-yard gain. Maybe more. He was able to stay on his feet and keep moving forward. 7-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 3. Oh, I'm sorry. No. It was a 6-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 3. Dwayne Carter says Slowick's problem was game planning second halves. Kaylee's problem is game planning, period. Hey, bro, his first 5 plays of the game, except for in this game. Yeah, you're right, bro. He doesn't look good. And we'll see if there's any in-game adjustments coming in this half. But first, the defense has got to get off the field. 3rd and 3, just shy of the 50. Trevor Lawrence has all day, finds Washington wide open. Another missed tackle by Kalen Bullock. More yards after the catch. And the Jaguars are on the Houston Texans side of the field. Kalen Bullock needs to go back to number 21. Dwayne Carter said Kaylee gave him a win one for the Gipper speech at halftime. He couldn't possibly say anything. There's nothing he could say. Kalen Bullock is not having a good year, too. I would call this a sophomore slump so far. And he shouldn't have changed his number. That's what I'm blaming it on. This is my superstitious year, bro. This year, I'm superstitious about everything. Handoff ETN. He is blown up in the backfield by Tim Settle Jr. Great play. Got to follow it up with something positive. Oh, my goodness. The Colts are taking belt to ass on the Tennessee Titans. They're up 27-6. The Colts are about to go 3-0. The Colts are about to go 3-0. Are you Houston Texans going to allow yourself to go 0-3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars? Derek Stingley Jr. is out with a rib injury. That is really, really unfortunate. 2nd and 12, handoff ETN. He gets about 3 yards. There's a flag in the backfield. I hope that's holding. Holding on the offense. Walk it back. Repeat 2nd down. Listen, man, Jacksonville is giving the Texans chances. Hey, Dwayne Carter, I really appreciate you, brother, for the subscribe. Listen, man, I started my YouTube channel almost 2 years ago with the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. I got to working on a lot of other projects for other people, and some of my stuff kind of fell by the wayside. Well, I'm back, and I'm ready to build my channel up. I'm ready to build my content. There's going to be a lot more shows coming. We're going to be doing live watch parties, Dwayne. Would love to see you out there at one of them if you're in the H-Town area. Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. and some of my friends, we're coming, man. We really want to build this channel, and we want to give you guys Houston. We want to give you guys the best Houston sports content available in the market. All right, that was a good play by the rookie Jalen Smith. We're looking at 3rd and 19. That's 1 yard short. That's 1 yard short of what they've already converted on this drive. I like this kid, Jalen Smith, though. He's got dog in him. He looks like a rookie Kalen Bullock. All right, here we go. On 3rd and 19, you have got to be kidding me. Can anyone tackle? I'm sorry, it was 3rd and 24. And how many yards did he get on that? Trevor Lawrence was able to find his guy Strange again and miss tackle after miss tackle. See, they keep trying to do the big play. They want to hit with the shoulders. They want to have the highlight reel play. Wrap the dude up and tackle him. Now they're in field goal range. Asinine. 52-yard attempt, the same yardage that Fairbairn missed already. Let's see what their guys got. This is the same dude who made a 70-yard field goal in the preseason, I think. Right down the middle. Jacksonville leads 10-3. There's a flag on the play. It looks like it's roughing the kicker. Are you kidding me? Leverage penalty. I guess he jumped over the center. Derek Barnett. First of all, they shouldn't even have been in field goal range. You had an opportunity to bring down Strange 3 different times before he ever got into field goal range. He used the back of his O lineman to try to get higher to block the punt. And now it's 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Travis Etienne with a 3-yard run. Wayne Carter says, y'all were hard to watch the last 2 years, being that you had a hard time putting teams away. Y'all impossible to watch now. Dwayne, if you don't mind me asking, who is your team? Man, this is terrible. Second and 9 inside the red zone. Trevor Lawrence is in the shotgun. He's got ETN to his right. Travis Hunter is out on the right. All day to throw, and they're going to sack Trevor Lawrence. That should bring up 3rd and 10. I think he got sacked right behind the line. Still in field goal range, though. Someplace they should not be. It's 3rd and 12. Dwayne, are you from AFC South Warzone? You got to let me know. Tell me you're not a Jaguars fan, because I really like you. It's all good, man. We'll have to do a show together and talk some AFC South. Oh, that's a fumble. Are they calling that incomplete? Brian Thomas Jr. can't catch a cold, bro. He cannot catch a cold. 4th and 13. It's another field goal attempt. D'Amico, you can't be happy that the defense. You can't be happy at the defense right now. They should have been off the field 4 plays ago. All right. Jacksonville's going to kick another field goal. They will be up 10-3 after this play. Don't do that stupid leverage shit again. Uh-oh. He missed it. Oh, no, he didn't. Damn, that looked like he missed it. Jacksonville's up 10-3. Jacksonville took half the quarter away on one drive. There's only 6 minutes left in the quarter. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Let's see what this Texans offense is going to do to answer. Probably nothing. My goodness. All right, guys. Let me take a break real quick. We'll be right back with the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Game Day Watch Party Live, brought to you by Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. All right. Dwayne says he lives in Columbus. So won't be attending game parties. That's all good, man. I appreciate you stopping by, supporting our boy CJ Stroud. He needs all the support he can get. Yeah, I hope they're not going to be cellar dwellers, man. Here's the deal. CJ Stroud's still young enough where if you end up getting some high draft picks, you got to get an offensive line. There is Jalen Knoll again making something happen. Oh, my goodness. Bro, so listen, the Jaguars took half the clock of the third quarter in that one drive. And they came away with the points they needed because now they're up by a touchdown, which the Houston Texans cannot score. If you're up by a touchdown, but it feels like you're up by 50, your offense has a problem. All right. CJ Stroud's under center. You know what that means. Here comes a run by Nick Chubb. It's a rub by Woody Marks, excuse me, and it gets maybe 2 yards. And there's a flag, probably holding. Let's see what the flag's about. Face mask on the offense. There you go, Scara. Your favorite play. Ariante Ursary. Supposed to be the best tackle in the draft, people. That's what he told the Texans. Columbus, Ohio in the building. I appreciate you watching the game with me, my friend. Maybe we'll see one of those miracle CJ Stroud magic comebacks in this game. It is 2nd and 23. I guarantee you Nick Caley has no 23-yard plays in his playbook. Haven't seen him yet. CJ Stroud with an empty backfield. That scares me. Gets the snap, another screen pass. Jalen Knoll. The kid makes things happen, but he's not Superman. He's not going to get a 26-yard, and they're taking him off the field, of course. I think he got a gain of maybe 4 or 5. They're showing both offensive lines from last year and this year. Both equally garbage. Both are trash. Another run by Woody Marks at 2nd and 19. Wait, I thought this was 3rd down. I guess not. Oh, that's right. There was a penalty. So now it's 3rd and 13. Haven't seen any 13-yard plays out of this team recently in, like, I don't know, a season and a half. I'm going to get to your comment in a second, Dwayne. I'm hoping the Texans can make something happen in this play. 3rd and 13. Woody Marks and C.J. Stroud are in the backfield. Looks like C.J. is identifying the mic. He puts Hutchinson in motion, gets the snap, has time, quickly runs out of time, and is sacked. He held on to that ball a split second too long, and in that split second, he was sacked. This is hard to watch, Dwayne. He said, NFL team used to be the Browns, Art Modell's Browns, original Browns. Haven't had a favorite team since the Browns left Cleveland. Overly sensitive guy. Yeah, so I'm already watching the game on a delay, and then there's at least a 30-second delay on YouTube. So, but I appreciate you hanging out with me anyways, man. I really do. That was not a good punt by Tommy at all. So now nothing's going right for the Texans. You can see the moment where C.J. Stroud should have let go of that ball. He hesitated a split second, and he was sacked. Mm. You know what? I'm not going to give up on this game until it's the end. I'm going to hang in there. My good friend from Ohio, one of the Buckeyes, is hanging out with me watching. Some of my good friends were watching on Facebook. They may be disgusted at this game already. But like I said, this is my first live watch party. I want to continue to do these. Hopefully, as I continue to grow the channel, hopefully the Texans start being worth watching together. We could do this more often, but it's really difficult to do Houston Texans content when this is what we're faced with. And you know, this is the crazy thing. First of all, none of the experts had the Colts being the best team in the division. Everybody said it was going to be the Jags. But every time somebody made a prediction that the Texans were not going to win the division, all over social media, all over the internet, all over TikTok, all over YouTube, all I saw was, man, the national media, they're disrespecting the Houston Texans. Are they? Look at this team, man. We drank the. I can't even say that there was Kool-Aid to drink, because this season a lot of people predicted, rightfully so, that this offense would not be good because the Texans went bargain basement shopping for offensive linemen. I said it in my show. They went to the $5 bin at Walmart to get their offensive line. And when you do that, this is the result. The Texans have not scored 20 points yet this season. They have 3. It's almost the fourth quarter. Trevor Lawrence is back on the field with a 7-point lead and fantastic field position. They're at the 44-yard line. They're going to start running now. Play action pass. Gets rid of it quickly. Finds a man. Gets about 15 yards. That's a first down. Here comes that death by 1,000 cuts. This oh man, it's gonna be a really difficult, really difficult week to do Houston Texans content if they lose this game. The Jags run the ball again for about 4 yards. Dwayne says maybe CJ led a prayer at halftime and the second coming is happening in the fourth quarter. Boy, I hope so. Well, the Washington Commanders are doing okay without their starting quarterback. Take a look at my fantasy team while we're watching the Texans get driven on. 2nd and 5. Handoff again. This guy, the backup quarterback for the Jags, he's doing the damn thing. Bashul Tutin. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but that's how I'm going to call it. He's he's stuffed in the backfield this time. Trevor Lawrence tries to push him forward. Not going to happen. That should bring up 4th and a very short 1. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down. And why not? Why not? Liam Cohen letting his nuts hang. Texans got to get a stop right here. The way this offense has been playing, you have no shot. No shot of coming back from a double-digit deficit. No, they decided to kick a field goal. That's a smart play. Texans ain't coming back from down 10. Who called a timeout? Liam Cohen calls a timeout. 1:15 to go. 4th and 1. 3rd quarter. Texans down 10-3. Jacksonville's trying to kick a field goal to put them up by 10. Dwayne, I really hope CJ led that prayer at halftime. And I don't even care who he prayed to be honest with you. I have no religious allegiance. If as long as whoever he prayed to will help them out, I don't care. He missed the field goal. He missed the field goal. The prayer was given, and the prayer may be answered. Laces out, Dan. Laces were out. Man, he just shanked it. All right. Texans have hope. CJ Stroud, he's happy for the moment. Wait till he lines up behind this trash offensive line. CJ, you got to get rid of the ball on time, though. Like, come on. Let's get this thing right. All right, so the Houston Texans have an opportunity. They have decent field position after the missed field goal. They have got to put some points on the board, preferably of the touchdown variety. I'll be right back. This is Houston Texans versus the Jaguars. Watch Party Live. Be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. Dwayne said maybe D'Amico ought to put the defense out on the offensive possession and see if they can score. Good. Hey, maybe Daria Gumbawale at quarterback. I don't know. CJ Stroud finds Dalton Schultz for a 4.5-yard gain on first down. He was under pressure, of course. He's always under pressure. CJ Stroud, once again, the most pressured quarterback in the NFL this season, if I'm not mistaken. All right. They're saying stuff that makes me like a Jaguar guy. Kids dealing with cancer. You can't hate him for that. Nick Chubb blasted in the backfield. My goodness. That's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. The Texans are going to be having another third down and long. Okay, 3rd and 2. I guess they gave him forward progress. That was nice of them. That should give him at least 10 yards for the game. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. The Houston Texans are down by 7, 10-3. They're facing 3rd and 2. How optimistic are you that they're going to convert to 3rd and 2 is the question. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. And I'm not even going to take it personal that there's only 2 people watching this live stream right now. Because if I were you and I didn't have a reason to be watching this game, as I do, then I'd probably be finding something better to do too. But those of you who have watched, those of you who are watching, those of you who have participated either on YouTube or on Facebook, I appreciate you guys so much. If the Texans somehow come back and win this game, you guys are all going to be coming back after the fact to see my reaction, I'm sure. And I would love for that to happen and to give you guys something entertaining other than me sitting here and telling you how bad the Texans offense looks. Dwayne, I won't be mad if they try the defensive players on offense. Let's see. You could line up, I don't know, like Will Anderson Jr. at running back. Dari's not a defensive player, but he might be able to play quarterback. Or just like, I know he was a soccer player. So are you allowed to kick the ball to wide receivers? Something's got to give. Hey, how is Tank Dell still getting HEB commercials? I mean, I know he's still on the team, but isn't he supposed to be recovering from having his leg snapped in half? Dwayne, the players look. I'll tell you this: when the Jaguars missed the field goal, CJ Stroud, he gave a little, but like his face didn't look like he really thought he was going to do something. And we'll see what they do on this 3rd and 2. But the players, I mean, the offensive players look frustrated. There's really no other way to describe that. All right. Game is back. This 3rd and 2 play is very, very huge. Texans have to find a way to convert. But you know that the Jaguars are going to be bringing pressure. And why not? This offensive line, all the trash they were talking in the offseason. Oh, my goodness. We have an empty backfield for C.J. Stroud. He gets rid of the ball quickly, finds Nico Collins. Nico Collins got hit in the head again, but that's about a 15-yard gain for a Texans first down. I think what I've seen from this game, whenever CJ is in empty backfield, the positive part is that he knows I got to get rid of this thing quick, and he's been getting rid of it quick. Dwayne said he saw Stingley throw a spiral in practice. Maybe. All right, we got Xavier Hutchinson with about a 7-yard catch. We've seen this before. The Texans effectively moving the ball in the fourth quarter when they have a deficit. I think D'Amico Ryans is looking for some hits to the head here. I think that's the second one. He doesn't look happy. 2nd and 5. CJ Stroud in the shotgun. He's got Woody Marks to his right. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. Gets the snap. Has time to throw. Fires and throws an interception. He threw it right to the Jacksonville Jaguars defender. There wasn't a white jersey in the vicinity. It looked like he was playing catch with the Jacksonville Jaguars. No more excuses, man. No more excuses. He had time to throw. He had his feet set. He just threw an awful, awful pass directly to the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's so bad. I mean, obviously there had to be some type of miscommunication with him and the receiver, but there's no excuses for that, man. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. If you're still watching this game with me, more power to you, and may the gods bless you. Dwayne Carter says, "Hey, Stroud dropped it in the bucket, though." Yeah, he just oh my goodness, yeah, he just underthrew. That ball was supposed to go to Christian Kirk, who was wide open. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he looked like he was playing catch with Jordan Lewis. And now the Texans don't get points, and the Jaguars have pretty good field position. First play of the game is a pass. Oh, I thought that was strange. It's the tight end, Munt. I guess that's how you say his name, Armand. 7-yard gain. Clock is ticking, 13:31 to go. Texans down by 7. Thanks to a missed field goal by the Jacksonville Jaguars. But then the Texans turn right around and throw an interception. DJ is out there dropping dimes to the Jaguars. 100. Here's Travis Etienne. He is blown up in the backfield once again. The defense is doing what the defense is supposed to do. Last week I didn't let them off the hook because they got torched in the running game. They've got 6 negative plays. The Jaguars offense actually has more negative plays than the Texans, and yet they're still winning. Unbelievable. How long before we see CJ Stroud benched? That question is going to start coming up. Trevor Lawrence has time, fires, finds Mr. Drops. Bro. Brian Thomas Jr. dropped another ball. This dude can't catch herpes from a $5 hooker. Am I allowed to say that? It's my show. It's my channel. I can say it. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Texans catch a huge break. That was 4th and 4. The punt is off. Rookie Jalen Knoll lets it go. Probably shouldn't have. It's going to get down inside the 10-yard line. I don't know why he did that. Dwayne, you're absolutely right. The defense has got to score. It's the only way they're going to get points on the board. And with Derek Stingley Jr. out, he's the most likely one to get you a pick six. Maybe you get a sack, fumble, scoop, and score. But yeah, right now, the Texans have to be the 2000 Baltimore Ravens in order to win games. The Texans defense has got to be historically good in order for them to win games. And I don't know that they have the personnel for that right now. There's no Ray Lewis on this team. There's no Ed Reed on this team. Who was that big ass defensive lineman they had? I can't remember his name. But none of those dudes are on this team. The offense has got to help them out a little bit. And they have done absolutely nothing. The Astros scored more points last night than the Texans have on the board right now. Yeah, Dwayne Stingley has a rib injury, so he's not coming back for the rest of this game. I don't know. He's standing on the sideline watching, so I don't know what that's going to mean going forward. But in a couple more games, it's not going to matter. Suggs was the other defensive player, correct. They had an offensive lineman. He was a defensive tackle. I can't remember. Togala, something like that. This big Samoan dude. Anyway, yeah. They just need I don't know, man. they need something. Was Suggs on the 2000? Suggs wasn't on the 2000 defense. Suggs was on the 2012 whenever they won the Super Bowl in New Orleans when Beyonce performed and the lights went out. But yeah, they need Baltimore Ravens prime, Legion of Boom prime defense in order to win games, because this offense sucks, bro. Like I hate to say it, this offense sucks. Saragusa, that's the guy I'm looking for. Thank you, Dwayne. Brian, what's up, dude? I thought I can barely see the icons. Brian, this has been pretty hard to watch. I appreciate you stopping by anyway. If you came here to talk shit with me, that's cool. Houston Texans have the ball at the 7-yard line. CJ's under center, so they're running. Of course. And Nick Chubb is going to get stopped after gaining 3 yards, maybe 4. Yeah, Saragusa was the guy I was looking for. And then in their second run at the Super Bowl, they had another pretty big D tackle. Brian went over to YouTube. Appreciate it, my friend. That's where people get paid, if they can gather enough people. My goodness. All right. 2nd and 8. CJ Stroud takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws behind the line to Nico Collins, who is immediately blown up by the guy who was playing catch with CJ earlier. What's his name? Something Lewis? Yeah. Oh. This offense sucks. This offense sucks. They've got Nico Collins out here looking like the first 2 years he was a Texan back when he was all team practice squad. 3rd and 9. CJ Stroud's in shotgun. He's got Chubb to his left. He's got time to throw. He scrambles out of the end zone. He's trying to use his legs, and he's stopped after maybe a 3-yard gain. He's scared to throw the ball. I guarantee you, if you watch this all 22, somebody's open. He's scared to throw the ball. You had, I don't know. It looked to me like he had Schultz. This is bad. The Texans are punting. The punter's standing in his own end zone, or in the opposite team's end zone. There's another flag. There's got to be a flag on this kickoff. I just saw a Texan push somebody down. I guess not. All right, 9:43 to go. Houston Texans are down 10-3. The Jaguars are going to have wonderful field position again. The Jaguars could probably punt the ball on every down and still win this game. All right, guys. I don't know what the speech is. I don't know what D'Amico Ryans is saying to his team on the sideline right now. I don't know that this team can look Nick Caley in the eye. If he had a speech to if he had anything to say to this team, do they have any confidence of what he's saying? How are they supposed to believe in him when this offense that he's running is absolute dumpster juice? Oh. This game's not over, and I am a chronic optimist, and it is my superstitious year. So I'm going to try to remain positive, but this is hard to watch, man. This is hard to watch. Ryan said coming over would cause us to get the police called on us. All right. Here we go. About to tell you all how bad it is. Texans have 148 yards total. 80 passing yards. CJ Stroud, 100 yards, 1 interception, 3.9 average. His long is an 18-yarder. To Nico Collins. Brian says, I'm positive I'd rather have Bobby Slowick back. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Bro, this is going to be a tough week. We're going to be doing a lot of hard Houston Texans content. And if this keeps up, we're going to be talking about the draft in 2 weeks. Houston, may we have a prayer right now for the Houston Rockets and our Houston Astros. Houston Astros lost again, but there's still a chance for them. But we can't have our sports year go this way. Trevor Lawrence finds a guy wide open. Thank goodness Henry To'oTo'o was there at the right time to hit him and jar the ball loose. I've been criticizing Henry To'oTo'o, and rightfully so, but that was a good play by him. Look, man. Well, he didn't jar the ball loose. Washington just dropped it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are trying to give the Texans this game. Trying to. Desperately. Did Kalen Bullock change back to number 21 at halftime? No, he didn't. Here comes the screen pass. ETN drops it. Bro, the Jaguars suck. The Texans suck. This is the Super Bowl of suck right now. Dwayne Carter says the game's over. The season might be over for that, man. Bro, Listen. The Jaguars are trying to hand the Texans this game. They are doing everything in their power to. Hey, who's Bobby Slowick working for right now? Can we pull off a trade? Trevor Lawrence back to pass, has all kinds of time. Throws an interception to Jalen Petrie. Let's go. I told you he was going to give you at least one. I told you he was going to give you at least one. Oh. The defense has done everything they possibly can. The Jaguars have done everything they possibly can. I'm going to tell you right now, if I was the owner of this team, if Nick Caley doesn't score a touchdown in this quarter, I would fire him today. Get rid of the offensive coordinator. We're just going to run Madden plays for the rest of the year. We're just going to run Madden plays. They couldn't possibly be worse than what you've been running so far. I told you Lawrence was going to give you one. You have to take advantage of it. CJ Stroud back to pass, has all day, fires deep, wide open, Nico Collins. That is a touchdown. I did not mean to hit that button. I didn't hit that button. I apologize. My goodness. I slammed the table really hard. The Houston Texans are an extra point away from tying this game. Let's freaking go. How does Nico? He was wide open. He could have changed his shoes and then ran into the end zone. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, what are you doing? He didn't even do a double move. Fairbairn, if you missed this extra point. Okay. Game is tied. Listen, only bad thing about that is it was super quick. Now that defense has got to go back out there. But listen, this is what they pay you to do. This is what they pay you to do. You knew your offense is struggling. There's no excuses. You get out there, you get a stop, and you give the offense another chance. Shout out to Jalen Petrie. That was a great play. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but CJ Stroud did not hit Nico Collins in stride. He had to stop and wait for that ball. Come on, CJ. Get fired up, baby. We need you. We absolutely need you. Defense, get fired up too. Let's be honest, though. That was a busted coverage. Like, I'm not going to give Bobby Slowick. I'm not going to give Nick Caley a whole lot of credit for that. That was straight up busted coverage. Dwayne, he might have said that prayer. Here it comes. (10-10). Another close game for the Houston Texans. This ball is returnable. Jacksonville is going to get the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud have really similar stat lines right now. Only difference is our guy's throwing a touchdown. All right, defense, do what you do. Trevor Lawrence is under center. He's got Travis Hunter in motion. He stays over on the right side. Now he moves him back to the left side. Handoff Travis Etienne, and he gets about 7 yards. Dwayne, I'll take the divine intervention at this point. Brian, where has that been? Tell me about it. I'm sorry, I did see that earlier. That's right. Bobby Sloak did go to Miami. They're not looking so hot offensively either. Ooh! Jalen Smith almost got his first pick of the season. Jacksonville doesn't want to win this game. They have dropped so many passes. They are trying to give this game away. Okay. It's my superstitious year, so I'm not going to say anything. It's going to make this go the way we don't want it to go. All right. 3rd down, 4 to go. Trevor Lawrence gets the snap, throws quickly. He finds his guy Strange, and he breaks another tackle to get some extra yardage. They're just about near midfield. The Jags are they're giving the Texans some Strange. Hey-o! Hey-o! Nobody else laughs, so I'll laugh at my own joke. Fuck it. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Under center for Trevor Lawrence. He sends Strange in motion. Now he hands off to ETN. ETN starting to soften up that defensive line a little bit. Gets a couple of yards. Horton stops him. The Texans cannot afford for the Jaguars to run a bunch of time off this clock and then score. Not even a field goal, to be honest with you. Oh, all right, here we go. 2nd and 7. Trevor Lawrence is under center. He sends Strange in motion again to his left side, gets the snap, play action pass, has time, overthrows his running back. It's 3rd and 7. This is where you prove what type of defense you are. Right now, 3rd and 7, game on the line. It's tied, 7 minutes to go. Who's going to make a play? Jalen Petre's done his part. Who else on this defense can make a play? Trevor Lawrence is in shotgun, running back to his left. He's got trips on the right. Gets the snap. Looking, fires to the sideline, has a man. He is hit by Jalen Petre. He is short of the 1st down. And it looks like the offense is staying out there for 4th and 2. Liam Cohen being aggressive. All right. This is a very, very important play, obviously. All right. 4th down, 2 to go, just on the other side of the 50. Trevor Lawrence is in shotgun. He calls timeout. Travis Hunter was in motion when he called timeout. Looks like some miscommunication. We'll see if the offense comes out still. Oh, my goodness. These heart attack games, man. These heart attack games. D'Amico Ryans and Matt Burke. You need a big play right here. You need a really big play right here. All right, Trevor Lawrence is in shotgun. Got a running back, ETN to his left. Trips on the right. He moves ETN over to his right side. Now the wide receiver is moving over to the left. Gets the snap. Has time. Fires. It's tipped. Turnover on downs. Houston Texans defense does what it's supposed to do. Listen, man. Daniil Hunter knocked that ball down. That's what I'm talking about. I know my man Ruben's getting hype over on 713 Houston Sports. There is hope that the Twin Toros podcast might be a joyous podcast. I said might, and I'm knocking on wood. Oh, that was Settle Jr. who knocked it down. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's do this. All right. Houston Texans offense, great field position. CJ Stroud's under center. That means they're running. And he gives it to Chubb. Chubb gets about 2, maybe 3. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I know you're a little bit ahead of me, but I did see that Settle tipped it. That's good. It's good. All right, we got 2nd and 7. CJ Stroud sends a man in motion. He gets the snap. Pressure coming. He fires. He finds Christian Kirk, who gets a first down and more. Coming back to bite the hand that once fed him. Shout out to Craig Ackerman. All right, 5 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Texans are in Jaguars territory. Christian Kirk with a huge play there. And good job by CJ to stay patient, calm, and find him. Here's another handoff to Chubb. He finds a little bit of space on the left side. He's probably gained 4 yards. Maybe 5. I gave him 4. No play action so far. And I have another bot in the YouTube. Give me just a second. I will try to multitask here. All right, 2nd and 6. CJ Stroud is in shotgun. He's got Chubb to his right. Gets the snap. Looking, fires over to Chubb. Chubb is hit about 1.5 yards short of the first down. Oh, my goodness. Nico Collins just fumbled the ball after a catch. Way to go. The spammer bot took my attention away. You've got to be kidding me, bro. It wasn't even Darwin Gumbawale this time. Unbelievable. All right, defense. Here we go. Trevor Lawrence is in the shotgun. He gets the snap, fakes the handoff, and throws it to absolutely no one. That's on Travis Hunter, it would appear. That's crazy. All right. Trevor Lawrence is under center. Hands the ball off to ETN. ETN gets about 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and long. 3rd and 6. Will Anderson Jr. is down. Dwayne, the score is 10-10. Yes, sir. There's 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. 3rd and 6. Dwayne, it looks like Will Anderson Jr., they're going to take an injury timeout. He's down. He's getting up. He's jogging off the field. That's positive. Hopefully it's just a cramp. He was able to get to the sideline and on his own accord. This is a big play to not have Will Anderson Jr. on the field, though. All right, here we go. 3rd and 6. Trevor Lawrence is in the shotgun. I apologize. Got a running back to his right. He sends Travis Hunter to the left. Gets the snap. Has plenty of time. Starts running forward. He is met at the line, and he's got a first down. He scrambles all the way to the 30. The Texans have done a great job of stopping that all day. Worst possible time. Once again, Will Anderson Jr. was on the sideline for that play. It looks like Danielle Hunter wasn't out there either, unless I'm mistaken. All right, 1st and 10, 2 minutes, 34 seconds to go. They're at the 31-yard line. Trevor Lawrence under center, hands off to Etienne. That's one of his best runs of the day. He gets about 7 yards. The Jacksonville Jaguars have an excellent field goal kicker as far as distance. He's already missed one kick today from 50. No, it was closer than 50. The Texans were doing everything right once again, and a fumble turnover killed their momentum in the 4th quarter. The good news is this time they're tied instead of behind. So D'Amico Ryan's going to have to start watching the clock, though. I'm sorry, Dwayne. They were at the Texans 30. They're approaching midfield now. They're at the Texan. I'm sorry. They're at their own. They were at their own 30. The Jaguars 30. Now they're at the 37. Approaching midfield. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. Barks out some calls. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Etienne. Etienne gets a first down and more. Defense is getting tired. All right. We're about to hit the 2-minute warning. Score is 10-10. The Jacksonville Jaguars have 1st and 10 at about the 45. Once again, they have an excellent field goal kicker as far as distance is concerned. So D'Amico Ryans might want to start considering the clock. He has 2 timeouts remaining. Dwayne, I'm sorry. No, they were at the Jaguars 30. They're still on the Jaguars side of the field, but they're approaching the 50-yard line. They are creeping very close to Texans territory. Oh, man. Okay. So right now you're at the 2-minute warning. You know, it's a tough place for D'Amico Ryans to be in because you know they have a really good field goal kicker. It's not going to matter if you can't stop them. But do you start calling timeouts? Or are you going to try to play the long game and see how this goes in a possible overtime? I guess we're going to find out. For me, I'm going to stop the clock. They're more than likely going to be running. You've been stopping Travis Etienne most of the game. But if you let them get anywhere close to the 50 with this field goal kicker, and if they can run the clock all the way down, like they're probably going to give it a shot. So I think you have got to leave yourself some time, if you can, on offense. Or will D'Amico Ryans just try to get a stop and play for overtime? We're about to find out. I blame the bot that got in my YouTube channel for the Nico Collins fumble, by the way. I am putting all blame on the bot. All right, here we go. Texans defense in back-to-back third quarters has had trouble getting that one last stop that they needed. Can they do it here? First and 10, 2 minutes to go. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. He's got two wide receivers to the right, one to the left. Got a running back to his left. Now he moves ETN over to the right. Gets the snap, has time, fires over the middle, and he finds a wide open Brian Thomas Jr. Didn't drop it that time. And he got extra yardage too, man. They're all the way inside the 20 now. I believe that was a 46-yard pass. My goodness. He absolutely smoked Kamari Lassiter. They're at the 10-yard line. 1:52 to go. He ran out of bounds, so the clock did stop. Now they're going to run. ETN gets the ball, and he just scored a touchdown. Nobody touched him. No one touched him. Like a hot knife through butter. The Houston Texans are currently down 16-10 with 1:48 to go. They have 2 timeouts. We'll see. I'm sure this extra point is probably just a formality. Brian says game blouses. Why would you think anything else, bro? The only reason the Houston Texans scored a touchdown in this game is because Jacksonville blew coverage in a massive way. So I am not mad at your lack of optimism, but there's time on the clock. You got to go get a touchdown. You have 2 timeouts. CJ Stroud, if you're that dude, this is the moment you wait for. Are you that dude? He's conversating with Nick Caley right now. Travis Etienne has not done anything today. Travis Etienne has done nothing today. My brother's messaging me on Facebook. I'm still live streaming, bro. I'll get back to you in a little bit. All right. Houston Texans have awful field position. They're starting at the 25. 1 minute, 42 seconds to go. We need rookie CJ Stroud right about now. And we need Nico Collins to make up for that fumble. All right, here we go. First and 10 at the 25. CJ Stroud's in shotgun. He's got one running back to his right. Sends Kirk in motion. Gets the snap. Looking for Nico Collins. Got him. Oh, it's dropped. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. I thought he caught that. That would have been a first down. Incomplete pass. Now Collins looked like he hurt his finger. Collins is out of the game at the moment. Second and 10. 1:36 to go. CJ Stroud's in shotgun. Got 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left, 1 tight end. He gets the snap. Pressure's coming. He finds Dalton Schultz for about 7 yards. Obviously, 4-down territory. The clock is running. 3rd down and 3. Texans need to hurry. CJ gets the snap. Has time. Fires. Almost intercepted. He underthrew Christian Kirk in the slot. 4th and 3. I mean, that was a good play. Don't get me wrong. Hey, he's holding his jersey, too. That ball was underthrown, though. CJ Stroud, if he puts a better ball on Kirk, he probably, he gets into Jacksonville territory. 4th and 3, this is the game. CJ Stroud in the shotgun, gets a snap, has time, pressure's coming, fires over the middle. It's Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's got a 1st down. He's just about to the 50-yard line. Got to keep moving. Clock's going. You have 2 timeouts left. Less than a minute to go. They're at the 46-yard line, and they spike the ball. They have to get a touchdown. Second and 10. Christian Kirk trying desperately to beat his former team. 2nd and 10. 57 seconds to go. CJ Stroud's in the shotgun. He's got Chubb to his right. Or he's got 2 wide on the right. Gets a snap. He's under pressure. Throws the ball out of bounds. There's a flag in the defensive backfield. Let's see what it is. Holding on the defense. Let's go. We need some hype music over here, bro. Can we get something? I can't put any music. I don't want to get kicked off. All right, 1st and 10, 50 seconds to go. That should be a 15-yard penalty, so you are in Jacksonville territory. They're at the 49. CJ Stroud in shotgun. Gets the snap. Has time. Scrambles to his right. You need to get out of bounds if you're going to run. CJ Stroud has a 1st down and more, and he gets out of bounds. 42 seconds to go. Ugh. I hate this. Oh. All right. Really, really, your season is on the line because the Colts have beaten the Tennessee Titans. Your season is on the line right now. You cannot go 0-3 to a 3-0. All right, here we go. 42 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Texans are in Jags territory. Empty backfield. Gets a snap. He fires to the end zone, and he misses Christian Kirk. He's fired a little bit short of the end zone. He cannot drop. He can't drop it in a bucket right now. Christian Kirk created the space. If he hits him, they have maybe 5 yards to go. Maybe he hits the pylon. All right, 2nd and 10, 36 seconds to go. There's only 8 seconds on the play clock. They need to hurry. CJ Stroud gets a snap, has time, fires to Woody Marks. Woody Marks makes up somebody miss. Oh, he's going to get a 1st down and more. Oh, he's just short of the 1st down. You got to call timeout. Texans got to use a timeout. He was in the middle of the field, but they are right at the yardage they needed for a 1st down. Woody Marks made some people miss. He made some things happen. He needs to touch the ball more. Straight up. 27 seconds remaining. 3rd and 1. At this point, downs don't even matter. All right, here we go. It's very loud in Jacksonville. Texans fans are swarming in there too. All right, CJ Stroud in the shotgun. He's got Woody Marks to his right. Gets the snap. Pressure's coming. Get rid of it, CJ. It's picked off. It got tipped. It got tipped by the defensive lineman right as he let it go. And Jacksonville picks the ball off. That's the game. Ariante Ursari's man beat him just as CJ Stroud was getting ready to let the ball go. It got tipped through a duck. Game over. I really was hoping I was going to have an exciting moment for my first watch party, man. Brian said he's going to pick up Jacksonville in his fantasy league. The defense. Yeah. Looks like a good idea right now. An absolutely heartbreaking loss for your Houston Texans. They're going to go down 17-10. Once again, they only scored 10 points in this game. And the only reason they got a touchdown in the first place was because of a busted coverage that led Nico Collins wide open. But Nico Collins fumbles the ball when the Texans were driving to possibly score and take a lead for the second time in the last 3 games. The Texans were driving and somebody fumbles the ball. And your Houston Texans are 0-3. And they are now 3 games behind. Might as well be 4 because it would take 3 games to tie themselves with the Indianapolis Colts. And then, assuming what happens in the head-to-head matchup, which it doesn't look like the Texans are going to be beating anyone in any head-to-head matchups at the moment. Listen, the Texans have gone 0-3 and made the playoffs before, but it wasn't with this offense. It wasn't with this offense. And CJ Stroud honestly looks like he's about to cry, bro. CJ, you can cry when your best friend breaks his leg in half. You can cry when one of your good friends who's a tight end is injured. But don't look like you're about to cry because you threw an interception to end the game. We cannot have that. Brian says, let's keep the energy into an Astros party too. Hell yeah. What's on the Astros start? Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. That's going to be it for this watch party, man. I'm sorry that it wasn't more excited. I'm so thankful to everybody who checked it out. Dwayne, all the way from Columbus, Ohio. Thank you so much, man. I hope you'll have the stomach to tune in to the future watch parties. Because at the end of the day, I am a Houstonian. The Houston Texans are my team, and I will ride H-Town until I drown. Once again, they have gone 0-3 before and made the playoffs. But there's going to have to be some major, major adjustments made on the offensive side of the ball for what I believe to be 2 out of the last 3 weeks. The offense allowed the defense to just hang out to dry. And they just, oh man, I don't even. I'm at a loss for words. But I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me for this show. I want to remind you that tomorrow I will be recording an episode of Texans Bloodline. Texans Bloodline is a show for all Houston Texans fans, but Scara, my co-host, is a brand new Houston Texans fan. We thought this would be a great time to be a brand new Houston Texans fan. She's got it rough in her first 3 games, but we're going to break down, from her perspective as a newbie, what she saw, and we're going to talk, about what the Houston Texans need to do moving forward. As she learns ball, and becomes more and more of a Texans fan, I hope you guys will continue to follow us through that journey. It's a unique podcast, if I may say so myself. I think it's good. I hope you guys will join me for that. And then the Twin Toros, we may record that later tonight. We may record that tomorrow. It's going to be tough because your Houston Texans are 0-3 after losing 17-10 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are tied with Nashville, Tennessee for the worst record, so hard to say, in the AFC South. That's going to do it for me. I appreciate, Brian says, welcome to Houston Sports, Cara. For real, for real. All right, guys. Let's hope our Astros will give us a win. You guys go, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to all of my socials. I'll come back behind if you're watching this video later. I'll make sure I leave my link tree in the description. But you can find me at Houston Sports State of the Union podcast on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. I am pod host Nick on TikTok. And guys, please go check out all my content. And I'm going to try to find a silver lining for you when the next show comes out. But you guys, please go subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this show. In the meantime, until I see you next time, I want you to stay 10 toes down for the H. I love you, and good night.
This has been the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast, hosted by Nick Stevenson. Tune in next week for more news and analysis of your favorite Houston teams. Please follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, the app formerly known as Twitter, if that's even really still a thing, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.